In this video, you're gonna understand something crucial to statistics, and that is the types of variables: quantitative, qualitative, nominal, and ordinal. We're gonna explain it all to you, and if there are any questions left, please leave it in the comments below. My name is João Evangelista. I'm a medical student and YouTube coordinator for the Meta-Analyses Academy, where we teach you the science of doing systematic reviews and meta-analysis. So we need to start by understanding what exactly is a variable. A variable is nothing more than a characteristic or a measurement that can be taken out of an observation or an individual. And I'm going to explain all of that to you right now. For example, a study may record age, blood pressure, blood type. If a study, for instance, collects, let's say, blood pressure itself is a variable, but then 140 over 85 is a data point. 130 over 60 is also a data point. 120 over 90 is also a data point. If a study separates male and female, male is a data point, female is a data point, but gender is a variable. I hope that clears our first concept. Now let's keep going. Another important distinction is that variables can be separated between qualitative and quantitative. Let us start with qualitative variables. Qualitative variables will separate categories or characteristics that are not measurable by numbers. In simple terms, we should say that qualitative variables are those that we can separate in categories or characteristics, not by numbers. I'm going to separate them further for you, and then you will understand. Just bear with me for a second. Qualitative variables can be divided into nominal or ordinal. Nominal variables is when you have a category that you need to map out, but each data point is not necessarily better or worse than the other. For instance, blood type. Say that you have a patient who's type A, type B, type AB, or type O. None of these are better than the other, exactly. And there are no numbers that measure blood type. They're just a category in and of themselves. But let's say that you're evaluating restaurants from poor to good to excellent. These values are not numerical, poor, good, excellent. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 5 stars or whatever. But nevertheless, there is an order for them. You can see that excellent is better than poor, so you can put them in an order. It's similar if you're staging a disease. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 in cancer, for instance. When we say stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, even though they have numbers attached, like 1, 2, 3, they're not necessarily better or worse than the other. These are just names for that particular part, that particular process of evolution of the disease. They're not necessarily better or worse, bigger or whatever. So they're not measurable, like centimeters or years old or whatever. There's no way you can grab like blood A and blood B and be like, well, I just have blood AB and a half, you know? They are isolated pieces of data that will help you trace the profile of the patients that you're studying, for instance. Say that you're doing an ecological study. You can be like, well, 60% of these patients are male, 40% female. And then you can like draw conclusions based on that. Well, how many of them are blood type O? Like that's 80%, 20% type A, or whatever. So that's how these variables come into place. Just a quick reminder before I move on to quantitative variables, if this video is helping you in any way, please leave a like down below and subscribe to the Meta-Analyses YouTube channel, because we have much more good content coming your way. Okay, so quantitative variables are those that we can express in numerical meaning. That is to say that we can attribute numerical values for each of those variables and collect data points that are represented by numbers, like systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, age in years, length of something in centimeters, and that will allow us to make powerful mathematical contributions to our research, getting averages, means, modes. That will all help us interpret the data. And quantitative variables can also be divided into two. We have discrete variables and we have continuous variables. Discrete variables can only be whole numbers. It is therefore the kind of variable that we look for when something is countable. Examples could include number of hospital admissions, or perhaps number of pills that a patient takes in a given day. Now, continuous variables can account for any number in a variable spectrum. An example of this is weight. You can have 70 kilograms or 71 kilograms, or you can have 70.5 or 70.543. So understand that this is a spectrum. Another example is height. You can have 180 centimeters, 181 centimeters, 182 centimeters, or 182.5 or 182.54. Do you get it? It's a spectrum. And again, quantitative variables are often the backbone of mathematical statistics. We can compare median, average, mode from two different groups or even more groups than that, and that allows us to determine patterns and understand how the world works. So let's go for a recap. Variable is the core of a data set, and they can be qualitative if it's a category or a characteristic, or they can be quantitative if we're talking about the number of something. Qualitative variables can be nominal if they don't have any particular order, or ordinal if they have a particular order. Quantitative variables can be discrete if they describe something countable, and they can be continuous if they describe something that ranges in a spectrum. And together, these four variables describe how we analyze data. That's it from us, guys. I hope you now understand these concepts. If you have any other questions, please leave it in the comments below. We're going to try to answer them as soon as possible. Don't forget to check the next events of the Meta-Analysis Academy here and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you don't want to miss anything. We always have MetaCast episodes with successful and interesting people. We have publication roadmap lives. We have videos explaining stuff such as this one and others with hyper competent people on how you can further your career, all for free here from the Meta-Analysis Academy to you. All right, so that's it. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.